This field was home to legends like Bellino and Staubach, the United States Naval Academy, Indianapolis, and home to the Midshipmen of Navy. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. He'll bring it out. It's Judovsky. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So NC State's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. So now it's second and long. Scanning the field, it's Sapp. Here's a heat. Going to try to get it himself. At the 45 on his way. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
Man, it's so nice to have a weapon like this at quarterback. It dictates coverage. You want to play man-to-man?
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. Defense uses the sideline there, and he gets it into plus territory at the 49. Leaves it with the running back. He is stopped at the 47-yard line, and that's not nearly enough to move the chains. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. First one of the day is booted away. They ran him out there 4 times in the victory last week. So Navy's offense will have its first possession of the game. Running back searching for a hole.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
On the run, it's Meyer. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Navy needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a 3rd down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
Navy will have to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. To the air, it's Sapp. Out of the backfield, he's open. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The give to the back. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Quickly to the tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. Navy quick to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated.
Oh, he's got some space. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. The hand to the running back. Past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice game. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the ball! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Miami is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Sebastian isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by 4 over Virginia Tech. Any big changes in his ACC clash, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
That's an awesome-looking carry. And you know when you're playing Navy, you better get ready to try to stop the run. Whether it's option, whether it's conventional, you better practice being in your gap, everybody being sound, and getting your eyes on the football. There are 3 certainties in life, guys. You're going to die, you're going to pay your taxes, and Navy is going to tote the rock.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Off play action. Under fire. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Navy will have to punt it away. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They've built a quick double-digit lead now to try to get this offense really humming. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. To the air. It's Sapp. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
NC State quick to the line. Here's the handoff. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They give it to him again. Running into the open space. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. The give to the back. Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll leave it with him. Showing off the arm.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Nestled just inside that right upright. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Handoff from the gun. Breaks into the open. Gets it past the marker for a first down, and that's the way we will wrap up the first quarter. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Right back to the well. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. Direct snap. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Navy now in trouble here on 3rd and long. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Navy will have to punt it away. Fair catch is made at the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll start this drive. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Pulls and throws out the RPO. Oh, my, circle. Spinderella. Put him in the spin cycle and picked up the first down. They'll try the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. It's sacked. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. And Navy will go back on the attack. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one.
There he goes.
How about that? Just really nice catch by the big tight end, throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
Off the play fake. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. punt is on its way. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Unloads quickly. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Sapp. He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. And here comes the Navy offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Fires left. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. The play action fake.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Quarterback on the keeper. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard. The midshipman looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
How about this defense in this game so far? Already 5 sacks, and we're only in the 2nd quarter. I think if you're the offensive coordinator, you have got to start mixing up these play calls, moving the pocket, get your quarterback away from danger, because it's obvious. These offensive line, they cannot hold up, and they cannot get it done.
Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Didn't get anything done, 3-and-out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attempt.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. Leaves it with the back. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Navy quick to the line.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
They'll leave it with the lone back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? Plenty of options here, run or pass on 3rd down right around midfield. To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. And the defense carries the day. They win at the line of scrimmage, and they stuff him on 3rd and inches. Navy will have to punt it away. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. They'll go to the ground. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Trying play action. Using the quick game. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Looking downfield, it's Sapp. Fires one high and deep. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. Hauls it in, looking for space. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Quick spin on the run. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Right on the money. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The midshipmen come to the line facing 3rd and short. He'll keep it himself. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Trying to get rid of it. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They'll give it to the back.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Looking to the big tight end. Complete to the right. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. They'll run play action. Throws to the tight end. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Navy needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36.
Well, it's 3rd and long. They're trying to throw beyond the sticks to get the 1st down. What a great job by the defender that time, breaking on the ball, snagging it out of the air, and securing that interception.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Wants to throw. It's Sapp. Firing to the right, complete. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
The Wolfpack line up, trying to forge ahead for a few inches. Working that left side now. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. On target. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can't stop the clock. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. On second down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. It is perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just trot him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
Bringing it back. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, you have been calling a great broadcast today from there in Annapolis. And a first half that's been dominated by this special teams unit. How often do we say that? But it's a dynamite group who understands football isn't just about offense and defense. And what they've done through 2 quarters is help tilt the scales of this game. What adjustments the other sides can make is going to go a long way in determining who wins this game. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Navy Marine Corps Memorial.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. First play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. Still running at the 40. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. And an explosive play gets this offense working.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back on the line to call another play.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Navy quick to the line.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really...
Turning it on! He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
And that is picture perfect by this quarterback. Nice job running the option, seeing he's not covered. Nobody's taking him. They didn't play that responsibility, and he chews up yards and makes the huge play.
The big explosive play put him right on the edge, but you got to finish the deal. They'll move the tight end. Trying to barge in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Navy! After that, there might be a few extra tackling drills in practice this week.
Listen, and when you only got one guy there, it makes it really hard to get to the ground. You need a swarm. Where are my other guys? You got to get 1, 2, 3 more guys to the football to make sure you get them on the ground.
Here comes the 2-point try. He'll do it himself. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. They're down just 8. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17. NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. Gets the back moving. Back to throw. It's set. Pocket breaking down. Got his man on the right. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6th time tonight. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. 2 running backs alongside the quarterback. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Pulls it, fires to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Navy quick to the line.
Really nice run there, picking up the first down. Now they're right back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes a shot as he lets it go. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away. That ball will make its way out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 15. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Leaves it with the back. Pushed his way ahead. Really good run to get it out to the 20, a pickup of 5. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun to give, looking for room. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders. Let's see what they do on third down. Looking to throw, it's Sapp. Shoots it to the left. And it's knocked away, incomplete on third down. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Here comes the offense back onto the field. He'll pull it on the read. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. 4 wideouts set, 3 of them to the left on 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Swings it out to the flat. Really short gain on that one. Defense all over him. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the grab. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. This offense is completely confident in their ability to get 1 yard. They'll go for it on 4th down. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. To the air on first down. On target to the left. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. Second down, he'll throw it. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Throws to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. Navy quick to the line. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Myers. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Quarterback on the keeper. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. He's got it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. Navy was pinned deep, and now a chance to put together a drive. He'll keep it himself. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2. Barges ahead. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. After getting stuffed, what do they have for an answer here on third and goal from the 2? There is just nowhere to run. 3 straight times and not one single inch forward on any of them. Absolutely center cut. That'll cut this lead down to 5.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. On the move from inside is 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Reads it, fires complete. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on second down. Dropping back, it's sacked. Unloads to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. Got his man downfield. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Looking to throw on first down. Trying to escape and get it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now on second down. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the break. It's NC State on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man quickly. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. NC State going up tempo. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Snagged in the middle. It's Wall. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. And this defense has to step forward. Not only do they have to get a stop, they've got to do... Trying to get it in. Touchdown, Wolfpack! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they've put points on the board. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the fourth. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Navy will go back on the attack. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
4 wide receivers spread out on 2nd and 6. Right back to the well. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Tempo and overdrive.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the first down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got first down. Let's go fast.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. He'll do it himself. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Here comes the hurry up. Gives it on the option. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Navy now facing 3rd and short. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets them a first at the 29. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The midshipmen move the sticks with that powerful running game. The give to the tailback. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Rides the back on the option. The give. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try. Give to the running back. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
And I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. Hands it off. Nice move to pick up yardage. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. He's got him. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Quick release by the QB.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Off play action. Rushes on him. And the defense, they've got him at the 27. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Under fire. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, you go from perfect position of strength. I get to salt this clock away. I get to run this out. I'm going to win to, man, now I got to put my defense back on the field, and anything can happen, right, in football, and you can catch breaks, and so now you got to go out and earn it. You had this thing under wraps.
And here comes the Navy offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Navy lifts anchor in the red zone. Gives it on the option. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. A shot toward the end zone. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Off play action on first down. Fires to the wideout. Working that left side. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. NC State quick to the line.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. They go to the ground. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. The pull and throw off the RPO. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's sacked. Lets it fly. Connection to the right. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, NC State. And they take it in for 6 more points. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
Lining up to add another. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Maryland is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you never know. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to North Carolina.
Finds the tight end.
We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Back to pass on 2nd down. Working on the right. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Wants to go up top on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. So now it's 2nd and long. The play action fake. He's taking the deep shot. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic, and fortunate to get it back. The midshipman looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long. He wants to throw it again. Makes the catch. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Tight end now in motion. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Looking left. Complete downfield. And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Gets it out fast. Gets away from one. He's got space. Looking for more room. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. And they're just about out of chances. The defense can stop it one more time as the quarterback takes a knee. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.